one of the most iconic parts of Halo is undoubtedly its arsenal. Whether it's the bulky spanker rocket launcher or the classic assault rifle. But if there's one thing that's been absent from most of Halo's weapons, it's customization. But seeing as the latest entry in the Call of Duty series just dropped, it got me wondering, what if Halo's weapons made their way to Modern Warfare? Greetings, Bernisage here. With the release of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, as well as the recent acquisition of Activision Blizzard by Microsoft, I wanted to take a look at what the weapons from Halo would look like in the extensive gunsmith from the recent Modern Warfare games, seeing as this isn't as far-fetched as it once was. Now, longtime viewers of the channel might remember the gunsmith videos I did in the past, and while this will bear similarities to those videos, there's one key difference. This time around, instead of a gunsmith system being introduced into a Halo game, I wanted to explore the idea of weapons such as the battle rifle being brought straight into a Call of Duty game, with the full customization possibilities as, say, the M4. So while those videos more so gave us fitting attachments for the Halo universe, today we'll mostly see the attachments from Modern Warfare being placed on these beloved Halo weapons. And as an added bonus this time around, I'll include an in-game screenshot for each build for the weapons, to give you a sense of what it might look like, should this ever become a reality. And before we begin, I want to take a quick moment to once again thank my lovely Discord mods and my amazing Spartan 2 patrons for helping me out with these weapon setups. They gave me some genuinely great ideas and feedback, so a huge thanks to them. Now, without further ado, let's begin. Chambered in 6.5mm, the VK78 fires devastating bullets in fully automatic, albeit at a rather slow rate of fire. While accuracy and recoil control isn't its strong suit, it makes up for it with its impressive damage and range. The VK78 comes equipped with its signature recon sight, but what if we were to remove it? The sightless build shows us what the VK78 would look like with simple iron sights, taking away a lot of its science fiction elements. Stat-wise, we see a subtle increase to the handling, slightly increasing its aim down sight speed. Here, we see the weapon completely stripped down, which, looking at it in first person, gives off a strong resemblance to weapons such as the SCAR or the ACR. But maybe we want to go even further with the handling. Here, we see a compact build of the VK78, with a much shorter barrel and a mobile stock. Although, to make sure the user doesn't miss their target, a Merc foregrip was added, along with a 30-round magazine. The result is a much smaller and lighter weapon model in the user's hands. And as for the third and final weapon build for the VK78, let's go for something a bit more tactical and heavy. With this build, the weapon was given a 40mm underbarrel grenade launcher. And to finish this look, saw the inclusion of a hybrid sight. This gives us a truly beefy weapon, despite the small changes being made. The iron sights being absent also makes it stand out a whole lot more from the original weapon setup. Let me know what you think of these weapon builds. Being part of the oldest weapon platform still in use by the UNSC, the MK50 is a sturdy all-round rifle with a decent rate of fire, and excels at close to medium range gunfights. But let's say you want something a bit more accurate and silent, then why not try giving it a reflex sight as well as a suppressor? While the suppressor brings down the damage at range, the inclusion of a proper optic turns this hip-fire machine into a precise rifle, being able to compete with the likes of battle rifles at range. While still recognizable, the MK40 now seems a lot more optimized for a non-Spartan soldier. However, maybe you're looking for something even lighter. Then why not choose the MK5K barrel for a truly close-range build? And to improve stability, let's throw on an angled foregrip, as well as a suppressor to keep a low profile. While its recoil control is taking a hit, the increased handling and mobility makes up for this. This drastically changes the weapon model, as well as just simply making the entire thing more compact. And finally, let's go even crazier. What if the good old assault rifle was turned into a conventional weapon? Gone are the days of the bullpup MA40, and instead we see the magazine being placed in front of the trigger instead of behind it. In addition to this, to go nicely with its new heavier theme, a hybrid sight was added, as well as an underbarrel grenade launcher. While the conventional build makes the MA40 heavier, resulting in low mobility and handling, it also gives the user a faster reload time, seeing as the magazine isn't as hidden as it used to be. While the new look for the weapon isn't as noticeable in a first-person view, what's there still gives us something truly unique. Let me know what you think of these builds. On the topic of immersive war games, I'm happy to say War Thunder is the sponsor of this video. As you may already know, War Thunder is the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made, giving you over 2,000 tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships to play around with in these dynamic combined arms PvP battles. And for us nerds out there, all vehicles are crazy detailed and modeled down to their individual components, just furthering the immersion. And I gotta say, I was blown away by not only the insane graphics and 4K resolution, but the sound work and music just being top notch. Rarely have I been this pumped to play a game just by listening to it. Now, seeing as you clicked on my video, I assume you're like me and have an unhealthy obsession with customizing your gear, and I'm happy to say, you won't be disappointed. Want to give your T80 a tactical makeover? You can do that. Or maybe you want to party like it's the 80s with your Mirage. I'm not gonna stop you. Now, me being me, I just completely fell in love with the game's graphics. Everything from how the landscape looks when you're way up in the air, to the way the vegetation flattens under your tank as you cross a field. It's without a doubt one of the most jaw-dropping gaming experiences I've ever had. And so, I genuinely can't recommend War Thunder enough. Play it now for free on PC, PlayStation, or Xbox, using the link in my pinned comment or in the video's description. By using my link, newcomers to War Thunder and those who haven't played for at least 6 months can claim a large bonus pack, which includes multiple premium vehicles, a premium account, an exclusive 3D decorator for your vehicles, and much more. Available for a limited time only. I'll see you out there. And a huge thanks to War Thunder for sponsoring this video. The MK50, also known as the Sidekick, is a fast-firing, low-damage pistol, which, while not being the deadliest within its category, makes it very forgiving with its 12-bullet standard magazine. So what if we just add to this and turn it into a proper stealth sidearm? With this build, the MK50 gets a suppressor as well as a red dot, turning it into a perfect tool for those who want to go in undetected. While this suppressor actually grants the weapon some damage at range, the con is ultimately the aim down sight speed, which is the only notable downside. With this build, the user holds the pistol right below the crosshairs, giving it that signature Modern Warfare look. Or perhaps you want to focus on the recoil control of the MK50, turning it into a near recoil-less weapon. In that case, adding a stock makes it more stable than we've ever seen before. While it's always been accurate to begin with, this will eliminate any remaining spread or recoil. And to make sure the target gets absolutely obliterated, let's add a 50-round drum magazine. Just like with the X12, the weapon is now being held straight instead of the canted look of the stockless version. And of course, it wouldn't be a Call of Duty pistol without some akimbo. Dual-wielding the MK50 will effectively double the fire rate and damage, but takes away the ability to aim down sights, making this a poor choice for medium to long range. Looking at it in first person, it's a sight us Halo fans haven't seen in a good while. Let me know what you think of these builds. The M392 is a designated marksman rifle firing 7.62 and excels at medium to long range combat. While the M392's fire rate leaves much to be desired, the damage it outputs should make up for it, and then some. So what if we play into the sniper-esque qualities of it, just increasing its effective range? With the long range build, we do just that. Not only is it equipped with a thermal scope and a bipod, but we also see a longer barrel, increasing its recoil control, and of course its damage at range. And what we see is something resembling more of a sniper than a DMR, with its new massive scope giving it some character. Or let's say you want to go close and personal, then maybe the best thing to do is something you wouldn't notice until you turn it around. Suggested by my Spartan 2 patrons, here we see the canted laser sight, giving the M392 a very unique aim down sight stance. Instead of using the iron sights, the player goes into a more accurate hipfire mode, using the laser as the means of aiming at targets. And finally, maybe you miss the old days and want that original DMR look. Then look no further than the classic build. Here we see the M392 with a scope resembling that of the old DMR scope from Halo Reach, effectively turning it into the classic design. Be sure to let me know what you think of these builds. Considered the culmination of decades of field testing, the S7 Sniper is the latest installment of the SRS-99 series of sniper rifles. The S7 packs quite the punch, and this is especially noticeable in its weight and mobility. While the weapon is on the heavier side, it also gives us unmatched damage at range, and its standard scope comes with 2 different zooms, making it quite flexible. But what if we challenge that? What if we strip away its strengths to give it a whole new niche? With a close range build, not only do we see a shorter barrel and an extended magazine, but the standard scope that comes with the weapon is gone. What this gives us is an immense increase in mobility due to it being lighter, but we of course lose quite a lot of range and recoil control because of this. While still recognizably being the S7, the scopeless nature of it takes away its most distinctive aspect. But let's say you want to go the other way around and focus on range and precision, then look no further than the suppressed build. Here, the barrel is replaced with an integral suppressor, helping with range, bullet velocity, and of course, sound suppression. Although, due to it being heavier than its standard barrel, mobility and handling take quite the hit. And to help you hit your targets at range, this build is equipped with a 13x magnification scope, along with a rangefinder. This gives the S7 a much bigger and thicker silhouette, almost transforming it into a completely different weapon. And finally, to pay homage to earlier versions of the SRS-99 series, why not give it the S5 scope, giving it the appearance of the iteration from Halo 4 and 5. Seeing as this scope has the exact same zoom as the S7 one, this is merely a visual change, and not much else. And in first person, we again see more or less the Halo 4 and 5 version, just by changing out the scope. Let me know what you think of these builds. Known for its 3-round burst, the BR-75 has proven effective at a wide variety of different ranges, but shows its true colors in medium range. Even though the fire rate as well as the damage is quite impressive, the recoil of the base weapon is rather high, making it hard to stay on target. But one of the biggest strengths of the BR-75 is without a doubt its mobility and handling, making it a standout weapon in its class for its ability to quickly be carried around the battlefield. If you want an even lighter build, then try simply removing the scope. While you lose the ability to effectively hit targets at range, this turns it into a decent close range weapon with its greatly improved handling. And from the player's perspective, this also lets you see more of the environment now that the scope isn't blocking your view. Now let's try another simple suppressed build to yet again give it a more stealthy makeover. And with this suppressor, we see an increase to its range and bullet velocity, but a slight decrease to its aim down sight speed. Here we see a very standard look for the BR-75, but with a twist that would sit right at home with an ODST game. And finally, let's once again bring in some aspects from a different version of the weapon. With this build, we see the return of the heavier barrel from the BR-85, adding some weight to this otherwise lightweight weapon. However, it increases its bullet velocity and effective range. And to somewhat pay homage to the Halo 5 version, it's equipped with a reflex sight. This essentially turns the BR-75 into the BR-85, giving it an entirely new look. Let me know what you think of these builds. And there it is. those are the weapons I customized for this video. Which build is your favorite? And let me know if this is something you want to see more of. And a huge thanks again to War Thunder for sponsoring this video. Be sure to click the link in my pinned comment or in the video's description to get your hands on a limited time large bonus pack now, which includes multiple premium vehicles, a premium account, an exclusive 3D decorator for your vehicles, and much more. I'll see you in there. Now, I want to thank my lovely Discord mods and my amazing Spartan 2 patrons for helping me out with these designs. I couldn't have made this video without them. If you also want to be a part of my redesigning process, go check out the different tiers on my Patreon. Link is in the description. Speaking of, I want to thank my Spartan 2s. That one guy, Diehard Colt 3, Ripcorded, Azorus, Desu, The Lenster 2.0, Coden Wash, Captain Waffles, Poison Ebony 666, and Steven Ryder. My Spartan 3s, Frogtrotch, Jordan Downey, and Rogue Robot Studios, and my Spartan 4, Liam Fitzpatrick. If you like this video, give it a like. If not, a dislike. And let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I wish you all the best, and take care. Bernissage, out.